We're going to meditate together tonight, or today, or whenever else you're watching this. I'm really excited. We're back for meditation number 3 in our Rebirth challenge. So we started this challenge. It was supposed to be just 7 days. Always something comes up when I do these challenges. Always something comes up. So it's always kind of interesting to me to reflect upon that. But for some reason, Instagram was not having me. They were not into me. They were not happy with me or something. So I was having a lot of tech problems. And then I was also dealing with some physical health issues. I have really bad pain issues. And that's kind of what got me into energy healing. That was really what sparked my interest in wanting to learn about energy healing. And since then, I have studied Reiki. Now I teach Reiki. And then I work with so many other energies and opening up my mediumship. And it really took me on a journey. But I still deal with these pain issues. So I'm really trying to dive into that. And I just had my 32nd birthday, like last week or a week and a half ago. And so I'm getting older, but I really think this year is a year that I'm really going to be focusing on my body, and that is really going to be helping me expand further and further my mediumship and my energy healing skills. And energy healing for me really was a huge influence on learning how to be grounded and learning what that means and learning to be inside the body. And because, well, there's lots of reasons, but to make the story short, and then we'll get into meditation. But one of the reasons that it was so hard for me to be inside my body is because of the pain issues I deal with. And for years, it was like a weird, mysterious knee issue. And I haven't had issues with the knees in quite a long time. And it's quite interesting to me because I had, been hospitalized twice for it, but I never, throughout my life, starting at 15, and then once again when I was 25, and then in the last few years, I haven't had an issue with it. Maybe around beginning of 2021, I had a flare-up in it, and then since then, I haven't had a problem. But, I had been hospitalized for it, but I never got this is why you have this issue. I never got a diagnosis. I never got an understanding. It was a mysterious, infection, basically. So my knee would swell up super bad to the point where at one point I had to have crutches and I had to have assistance walking. And basically they just gave me antibiotics, to kill the infection. But I never got reasoning behind it. And for me, that bothers me because I'm like, there's always a reason. That's just the way my mind works. I like to know the why and the how behind things. And I did a lot of medical intervention stuff. Acupuncture has been amazing for me. I need to go back because I haven't been in a while. And I know that's really one of the things that helps me so much, as well as body work, like massage, things like that. And then when I was really sick, I was working with a functional medicine doctor, naturopath, and, just regular general practitioners, trying to get to the bottom of what was going on with my health. And I've since gotten a lot healthier in a ton of ways, but the back is now the issue with me. So I've had an injury around 2012. I basically was drunk and I fell off a tall ladder and smashed my back. But it wasn't like a fracture. There could have been a fracture, but it wasn't like I had to go to the emergency room, smash your back. It was really painful, but again, I was drinking, so I didn't really realize the depth of the pain until the next day. At the time in my life, I just didn't take good care of it. And so I think that is the origin of that pain point. But the knee, I didn't have an origin point for. It just started happening. But what is quite interesting to me, what I was going to mention is that over years and years of working with my mentor and doing shamanic journey work and, mediumship, all the things that I do, I was able to identify a past life where I had an issue with this knee, and it was connected to a death that I had as my soul in another body. And once I pinpointed that point in time and I did some healing work around it, I haven't had issues with my knee since. Did I cure my knee pain with spiritual healing? I don't know. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. Really depends on your belief system. But for me, it's what I believe, that I was able to see where this pain was coming from and be able to heal it. I don't think that is the only way that we can heal stuff. And I truly believe in the power of medicine. But this is just another form of medicine. So right now I'm dealing with this back pain, and I really want to figure out ways that I can help myself alongside the medical kind of stuff that I'm doing. But so today we're going to do a meditation kind of centered around releasing the past. And that goes along with our rebirth theme. So talk. I could talk for hours. That's why I do this stuff. There's things I have to say. But I know we're here to meditate together, so we're going to start in a few minutes so you can get comfortable, get cozy. But I just wanted to kind of share a little bit about, why I'm doing this kind of stuff, is to release aspects of myself from this lifetime, from other lifetimes, that are holding me back from, being more comfortable in my body. I don't know if I'll ever be pain-free because I don't know the future. It's always changing, always shifting. But it is my intention that the more that I can learn about myself and treat myself with love, that I can release some of those pain points, or at least be able to identify ways that I can work on understanding the pain and not living in it constantly. So it's gotten much better. I used to be in pain every single day, and so I absolutely sympathize, and not even sympathize, but empathize. I love you guys for people that have any kind of condition that they're dealing with that's, incurable, because some things you can't heal. But you can heal aspects of that to make it more manageable for yourself. And also change the way that you think about it. And I think that's the biggest step for me, is changing the way that I think about it, because I feel like for so long I felt I am wrong. I am not right. I am created this way, and it's the way I was created is not good. And felt like these issues were my fault, and that I was inherently bad or wrong, for having needs and having to take care of myself more gently than other people do. And I'm getting emotional, so let's move on. Let's move through it. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with you, inherently, if you have any kind of pain issue or, illness. So, mental, physical, or otherwise. But I pulled this book out because to tell the whole story is, I basically have you propped up on a stack of books right now in my office because I'm sitting on the floor. Because it's more comfortable than my desk right now. But I took out all these books, and this was one of the books that I took out to prop myself up, and I just felt drawn to open it up. And there's something in here that I want to read from, and then we'll get our meditation going. But tonight we're going to be focusing on, releasing the past. So let's get settled for this meditation. You're going to be seated upwards like I am in a chair or flat on the floor, or you can lie down completely, either in a bed, couch, yoga mat on the floor. You're gonna have, you're gonna be moving your hands into a couple different positions, and then it's just gonna be like silence at the end. I'm gonna send some energy healing. So I opened up this book. I bought this in a cute little bookstore, like used bookstore, and I don't know anything about this book. I have yet to read it, but I was drawn to it, and eventually we will get there because I have lots of books. But this book's called Soul Return, and it's called Integrating Body, Psyche, and Spirit, by this woman, Amina Rahim, a PhD. It's kind of like talking a little bit about Chinese medicine and talking about like the connection between the mind, the body, and the spirit, all the kind of stuff we were grazing over as I talk about my pain stuff. But in this book, she says, she's just talking kind of about like body parts, energy pathways, and related psychological material. So the meridian set points, those are used in acupuncture and Chinese medicine. And it's basically these energy centers, these energy lines that run through us. You might also be familiar with the chakra system that is more from like Hindu background. And now we talk about that a lot in the like modern new age type of stuff. It's probably not as accurate as if you go through the original text. But there are many different systems to look at energy centers throughout our body, and like the pathways and the connections between those things. So you can look at that through the nervous system, the lymphatic system, our blood, our circulatory system. Like everything works in conjunction with each other. So there is a meridian point that goes basically from the center, like the edge of your eye, all the way up your skull, then back down all the way down to your back and down to your feet. And so I just out of curiosity, when I pulled this book open, I looked at this page on the back. So this is like an image. I know some people are listening to this audio. So what we're looking at is an image of the different meridian lines that go on the back. So there's a gallbladder line, a bladder line, large intestine, small intestine, and the triple warmer. I'm not sure what the triple warmer is, but very interesting. So I just wanted to read this about the back because I felt like it's a good origin point for our meditation. And I know I'm talking a lot, so if you're just here for the meditation, like scroll ahead. So the back. In Chinese medicine, the back is said to represent the past. The back takes the brunt from external, physical, or psychological blows, and as it is defended or armored accordingly. Through time, patterns of arming are incorporated into the back's muscle skeletal system. The muscle and the skeletal system. There's a way to pronounce that. I'm doing it wrong, but you know what I mean. Which is complex and multi-layered. This arming can be eventually affect the spinal alignment or the postural set of pelvic and shoulder girdles. The back is defined energetically by a long sweep of the bladder meridian. So that was kind of that meridian line we were talking about. It originates on the inside corner of the eye, goes up to the top of the head, and flows down the length of the back in 4 pathways, including 2 bilateral flows. So they're moving in both directions. It proceeds down through the legs and feet, ending in the little toe. There are some 80 acupuncture points, windows into the energy streams of the bladder meridian alongside the back. It is thus not surprising that the back is such a fertile field for the storage of old hurts and subsequent patterns of imbalance. So this is what was really interesting to me. One example of the storage of trauma in the back comes from a student. So I'm going to read this to you and then we'll start the meditation. So this student said to her, I realized that my back had been requesting a great deal of attention. I can feel the great tension all through my back from the mid part of my neck all the way down to the lowermost regions. And my tension is spreading all the way around to the mid part of my ribs. I realized with some tearfulness and anger how I was terribly assaulted about 5 years ago and never have worked that totally through. I was struck across the face, went down upon my knees, and was struck with several blows in my back and lower neck. I notice how irritated I become when someone rubs my back. My back is almost telling me that it's time to come out. It's time that I become part of my front side and not treat my back as if it wasn't there. So this student, fortunately, is now releasing the traumatic experience from this back through a combination of body work and psychological processing. So this book, in case you're interested, it's called Soul Return. I just randomly found it, and I've been wanting to read it, so now's the time. But that's just like something for us to think about. It could be a traumatic injury, like I fell and my mind was somewhere else and somewhere it got disconnected. It could be an emotional thing. It could be baggage that we're holding on to for others and from others. Generational trauma, generational pain, societal trauma, societal pain, universal trauma, universal pain. So everyone holds pain differently. And I think one of the big differences between us and like animals, because we are animals, but we supposedly are more sentient. I don't know if that's true or not, because I definitely believe that animals are sentient, but they're just don't have as much memory as us, I think. But that's exactly it. They don't have as much memory as us, so they might not remember the issues that they faced before. Not true and necessary for all animals, but what I was going to say is I think the main difference between us and them is that they know how to release their trauma, release their pain. So I'm sure you've heard this before, but dogs, cats, things like that, animals like that, they will shake, they will they will move their body in a certain way to release some of the adrenaline or like the fear that they're facing. So we don't really do that. We just keep it pushing, especially in America. We don't have time to acknowledge our feelings because we must be working for the man. So I think a lot of times our pain can get stored. It's just in like a hard drive for later. And so when we're moving forward and we're shifting and we're changing, things can get like shaken up and be re-brought to the surface. So sometimes if we're going through a hard time emotionally, then we might be experiencing physical pain because of that, or like a resurgence of symptoms that we used to have. And I think for a lot of different illnesses, that can often, not always, but often be connected to pain that we might have not acknowledged, or pain that we might have not properly, quote unquote, because there's no right or wrong way to exist, but could have handled better, could have processed and moved through better. But yeah, I have a lot of thoughts today, but let's meditate, okay? So I'm going to put on some music. This is going to be, I'm going to say 30 minutes maximum. But I think about 20 minutes. But like I say every single time, I am long-winded. As you can clearly tell. So I'm going to put on some music, but my computer is also dying. So let me go plug it in. Y'all get comfortable. Get seated on the floor. Get seated in a chair. I have a bunch of pillows behind me, like prop my back up. Do what you need to do. Lie down. Get some water. We're going to start in like a minute. Let me just get my computer plugged in. So yeah. today, whenever you're watching this, just begin to take a few deep breaths. And I'm really slow right now because of the said pain, so bear with me. Ooh, okay. So we asked to call in healing Reiki energy throughout all time and space to support us in this meditation tonight. Let's take a few deep breaths. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Close your eyes if you haven't already. Or just have a soft gaze gently at the ceiling or something beautiful in your room, like a plant, poster on your wall. Just tuning into how your body feels in this moment. Maybe you're dealing with pain like I am, or maybe you're feeling amazing, or maybe your heart feels heavy. Maybe tomorrow something exciting is happening. Maybe tomorrow something is happening that you're nervous about. Like whatever you're feeling in this moment, just take a second to say, hey, Grace, hey, whatever your name is. This is how I'm feeling right now. And if I can just get a little assistance in moving through it or moving with it or like savoring it. And just knowing like there's going to be some day in your future where you think back at the way you're feeling right now. Like, how would you describe that to your future self? Like, I know when I'm telling a story about something that happened that was once painful, but I really moved through it, it kind of becomes a joke. Like, oh my gosh, it was so crazy that thing happened. And maybe that isn't the most healthy coping mechanism, but just knowing like someday you're going to be able to laugh at the way you're feeling right now. Empathize at the way you're feeling right now. Let's take a few more deep breaths, breathing in through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. We're going to begin, We're going to begin here. Place your hands on the top of your knees, top of your thighs, wherever you can reach, palms facing down. Imagine your hands are like laser beams, like emitting a ray of light. And that ray of light is sentient, all-knowing. It can pinpoint exactly within your body
that could use a little extra love. Perhaps there's an area of your body you have in mind. For me, it's my lower back. Or maybe you have no set area that you're looking to focus on. Just allow yourself to imagine this beam of light flowing directly into your body, wherever would be best for you in this moment. This beam of light represents the energy of unconditional love. Endless healing vibration. You don't need to do anything to receive it. You are deserving. It's okay for you to receive it. You don't have to hold everything for yourself and for others. Just allowing this light to take off a little weight from your shoulders, from the back of your heart, your throat, the tension in your eyebrows, and we're just going to stay here for another minute. Just feeling that love. Perhaps the light is green, renewal energy. Perhaps it's yellow or golden, pink, red. What comes to mind first? And what does that color represent for you? Now just bringing your hands above your head, stretch, stretch, stretch your fingertips wide. Imagining any energy you moved or shifted. Imagine it looks just like gray or like a muted color. Imagine that energy that you no longer want or desire or need to hold. Imagine it just pouring out your hands like a downpour, like a monsoon, just releasing, releasing, releasing. When you feel like you've let it go, just start shaking your hands. Shake your hands. Up and down, up and down. Then bring your hands to your heart. breath. If you aren't already laying down, I invite you to do so now. You can even lay on your stomach if that's comfortable for you. And really imagine yourself sinking into the earth. We're going to go into a little visualization. When you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. You can lay on your stomach, or just in your mind's eye, imagine yourself laying on your stomach. In a big, beautiful pool of water. And perhaps you're on a float or a small boat. But imagine yourself weightless with your face in the water. And you can breathe underwater in your imagination. So no need to worry. You are safe in your own mind in this moment. I want you to imagine a beam of sunlight, warm and comforting, all along your back body, the bottoms of your feet, the back of your calves, inside of your knees, the back of your thighs, your butt and your hips, the sunlight beaming directly onto your skin, your lower back, your mid-back, shoulders, all the way up into the back of your head, your palms, the inside of your forearms, the backs of your arms. Everything is just covered in the sunlight. And you're just floating on the water, weightless, feeling so comfortable in this moment. We just ask that the sunlight tonight, this sun beaming from the highest of heavens, the cosmos, beam of healing energy light, as it shines onto our skin, it just helps identify anywhere in our body, in our back specifically, that we're holding on to the past. Where it's no longer beneficial, where we have processed it, we have thought about it, we have acknowledged it, but we're still holding tight. I ask this sunlight to just directly release with this meditation, with our intention. And I ask that we can do this without having to process everything, without having to think again and again and again. We've done so much thinking. It's okay to feel good. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to be different. It's okay to change. Maybe there's something you have in mind, but don't think too hard in this moment. Just continue to tune into what it would feel like if the sun was flowing onto your back and it felt warm. You felt the breeze in your hair. And we just state this intention without us having to ruminate on the past even further. We're ready to let go. And we're just going to stay here for another 5 minutes as this energy continues to flow through us and to us. And then I'll call you back when we are done. Just continuing to send the energy of forgiveness, self-forgiveness, forgiveness of others when it is possible, when it is helpful. You don't have to forgive everyone, but we want you to forgive yourself. Releasing shame, self-shame, self-shame.
Imagine yourself now either jumping from that boat or from that float into the water, into this pool of living, healing water. Just imagine yourself swimming underneath the water. And just shaking off any energy we moved or shifted today with our meditation. And coming up to the surface and just taking in all this loving vibration, bringing it back to us, back to our bodies, and calling you all the way back into your body. Any energy we moved or shifted today, we ask to release into the light or bury deep into the earth to be recycled and renewed. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to move forward. And take a few deep breaths here with me before you open up your eyes. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Final breath, breathing in and exhale. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to move your body, settling back in, settling back in. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes. And just take a few minutes here before you re-enter the rest of your day. I encourage you to drink extra water. Eat some delicious foods. Maybe take a shower, take a bath. Be gentle on yourself. If you have the time to journal about your experience, or even if you don't, take a second and see if anything had come up for you or anything you want to remember or any thoughts or feelings you're feeling in this moment. And thank you guys so much for being here with me and listening to all my thoughts and meditating with me. So this was day 3 of our Rebirth challenge. So funny. So this is going to be 7 series meditations. 7 meditation series. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but there will be 7 meditations. So I will be back here tomorrow. And if you missed the first 2, you can always go back and watch those. Everything's going to be on my IGTV. I also am uploading those onto YouTube and on the podcast. So if you want to listen to it on a walk or whatever, have it downloaded to your phone. That's how you can do that. This one was kind of heavy. So please, with this or any of my work that I put online, if anything comes up or you have questions or you just want someone to talk to or you want to share about your experience, you can share in the comments. But if you would like to talk about it, please email me or DM me. Sometimes I'm a little slow on getting back to everyone, but I will get back to you eventually. But yeah, I'm always here to talk. And please, comment about your experience because I love to see that. But yeah, thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. And we'll be back for meditation number 4. And I'll see you later.